When you talk about data science, and I can imagine the rush of people who actually consume data or knowledge about data science related stuff, but then I also see a mad rush of people entering into the data science area. Maybe it's shifted a little bit to the AI, which is kind of like an extended scope of data science itself. But I see a mad rush of people even entering into this area, similar to the rush that was probably 10 years ago in computer science, right? And a lot of people do it for the right reasons. But then there are people who also get swayed away in this whole rush, and then they end up in data science, look around, and they're like, why am I even here? So, what is your take? What led you into data science? And for all these other people who are entering into data science without really a strong reason to enter, what would you say to them?
So for me, I didn't really have a specific reason that drew me to data science more than the fact that it was a very interesting space and it was a place where people from different walks of life come together to solve a problem that has a direct real world impact. It wasn't that because at the time when I started, I was still trying out different spaces. So I wasn't thinking that, oh, this is something that's going to make me money or this is going to really be big in the next 5 to 10 years. I initially started off because I could see the direct impact of the work that I would be doing. And that was my motivation at the time. And I do see a lot of people trying to venture into the AI space now, especially after Gen AI has taken off in the past 2 years. So people are definitely trying to dip their feet into the water that way, but they need to understand that the competition is also a lot. And to stand out from the competition, you need to be different in a way that, yes, you're doing things that everybody else is, but how are you doing it better?
Does that competition scare you anytime?
I won't lie, it did scare me when I initially started off and when I was a beginner. And I used to think, okay, how am I gonna get this? Oh, I don't know this. And I used to have feelings of self doubt. But then it sort of wears away when you sort of look at your own progress and you see where you've come from the time you started. So it really helps me to compare my progress compared to where I used to be, different milestones like 6 months ago, where was I a year ago? And I sort of get out of my head that way.
So, I mean, that also comes down to introspection, right? So, what do you do to even introspect and like kind of stage check yourself to see, okay, where was I 6 months ago? Where am I now? And what are my targets for 6 months later? And where was I like 2 years ago? And then connect the dots to see that you are actually making progress. Because when you see it in the resolution of like that small period of time, it probably doesn't become that obvious. So, like, what do you do for it?
For me, I started this practice about 2 years ago where I've started setting goals for what I want to achieve in the year. And like fast forward to 12 months later, I sort of look at how much of that checklist have I completed. And it's been helpful. I know the end of the year is coming. I'm already thinking about what I want to do next year that way.
Have you met your goals for this year though?
Partially, if not all, at least I've made progress towards some of them. So it really helps that way.